Oi, what's up boys and grots and little snots, and can't forget the digger knobs. Cork and Walker's Workshop.
Hey, what's going on everybody? This is G The Hypersapien, and in this video we're going to continue exploring the Ork Miniature Range. This time I've got Ork Big Mech with Shokk attack gun. Now, as you can see, the box is a little bit worse for wear. It's been sitting here for a while. There's not much to it in these boxes. Doesn't really have art and whatnot. Just some warnings. The different Warhammer games. But yeah, let's bust this open and we'll have a look quick. So I thought I'd do a review of this, even though it's not the biggest kit. There still might be people out there interested in listening to what I have to say, or anyone that's new to orcs, have a bit of a closer look before they buy, or just want to see how the kit looks before they grab it. But yeah, this is the Orks Big Mech with Shokk attack gun. Now, I really love this miniature. It's got so much personality and character to it. It's so big and heavy and busy, but like so many wires, and how big is that Shokk attack gun? That's just insane. You get a few different angles of the fella here, with his little grot being sucked up. And look how crazy that big hose is on the back. It just looks like it's not going to last. Like it's just been shoved together. Like this electricity coming off it. It's a nice little touch. He's trying to reach for anything that he might be able to hold on to stop going into it. So we've kind of gone over these all before, but just if you get the kit and you're a bit unfamiliar with the Games Workshop kits, just make sure you read these just so you know what the symbols are. It just says read this first. It basically says before assembling the kit, read the instructions. You're going to need plastic cutters, you're going to need glue, mold line scraper or a hobby knife just to get rid of those mold lines. And it just recommends not doing it if you're under the age of 16. Get an adult to help you. This is going to be a joy to build all these parts, but it's a really chunky kit. So as you can see, as you're putting this together, there's just a couple of pieces. Got the main fella himself. Looks really great. The front goes onto the Shokk attack gun. And then, as crazy as it may seem, he's probably bigger than the Ork himself, but he's going to hold this big beast of a weapon. And we've got our poor unfortunate friend here. He's holding onto the dirt, grabbing what he can, being dragged in. He's twisting and turning, and his body's starting to morph and twist into the machine. Poor guy. I love this piece. Looks like almost a knuckle duster. His expression is great. He's holding onto the ground and his body's just being twisted and turned. Look at him. Poor unfortunate little grot. It's just such a beast of a model though. Yeah, he's basically complete here. We've got that big hose that looks like it's been stitched together. It's come apart a few times in battle. How crazy are orcs. Brutal but cunning, or is it cunning but brutal? He just looks like a beast of an orc. He's ready to blow something up, or even himself. Just love this model. That's why I thought I'd do a review of it. Here's a quick look at the stats. You'll need the codex to look at it a bit more in depth. But that's the big mech with Shokk attack gun. Now we'll take a look at the sprue. Now it's obviously a small sprue, just that's all it is, but it is just a character. May as well start with his head. Love that head. That looks great. Absolutely love that. It's just insane. There's his body. Love how he's got screwdrivers and wrenches and bolts and stuff hanging off him. It's just insane. Got all these wires and then straps, like belt straps on him. What an amazing piece that front of the gun is. Just, even if you hold it still, it just has this twist and motion to it almost, with how the electricity and stuff's moving. Like it's turning around. Really nice pose on this orc, kind of upright and obviously trying to use his strength to keep that huge gun up. This is the grot being twisted and turned into the machine. I just love that it has motion to it, and you just feel really sorry for him as his body warps. Absolutely love this hand. It's like even if the gun somehow failed, he could do a bit of damage with just punching with that. And this is that huge crazy looking hose where it's been stitched together and it's got stuff patched up, and there's the grot. His face is pretty cool as well. It's just fear of death in him. Just he knows that his time's done. Now this is the gun itself. It looks crazy. The hose going into it. All these mechanical parts, hoses, different styled hoses. Just looks insane, hey. You can see the grot dragging the dirt along. So much detail in him, this one. I guess it's a bit of a newer kit, but like you can see the individual nails. Like you can actually see the nails separating from the finger. Nice texture, and like the muscles where the knuckles and stuff are. It's just crazy. I love that. But when I mention knife or a mold line remover, you can probably see it's got this separation in parts. If you're new to the hobby, this is just what we call mold lines, and you just want to scrape a knife softly around it. So you don't want to dig into it, you just want to slowly go around and just clean that off. Or a mold line scraping tool. Just, you'll find this on a lot of the stuff. You might be able to see it here on the wires. Just looks really ugly if you paint it, especially if you use a wash or a dry brushing technique. Really stand out like dog balls, these do. Yeah, so I love that like knuckle piece here. It's kind of like a hand guard, I guess. It just looks nice. There's this crazy Oz body and foot going around. Really love the pose, as I said before. It's quite a strong pose to him. Even the back is really nice. Yeah, that's the Ork Big Mech with Shokk attack gun. It's a small kit, but it's got so much character to it. One of the best character choices is just, you know, compared to say him and a Pain Boy or something like that, he just has so much character and a lot going on. He's definitely something you might want to look into for your army, depending on how you want to play, or if you just collect. He's definitely going to be nice if you just collect and put him on your shelf. He's definitely going to stand out, isn't he? Now, one way you can tell he's a newer orc, they do this neck with the tongue hanging out, like Jar Jar Binks or something. It looks almost like a duck face, put a couple of eyes on there, call him Duck Man. Now they do have some closed mouthed orcs, and it just obviously covers that part up, the head does. But with this you sort of have the tongue in the back so you can see it in that hole. And obviously you just glue his face over there. You can kind of see the tongue in the background in the open part of the mouth, but yeah, that's one way I see an Orcs and newer kit, even though they've kind of changed up the faces a little bit since then, I guess, in a way. For the Orcs, I guess, Warhammer Age of Sigmar Ork range, Ork range. Yeah, that's the direction they seem to be going with how you build them now. But I hope you enjoyed this review, having a look at the Ork Big Mech with Shokk attack gun. As I say, it's a really nice kit. It's definitely worth a look. But as always, I appreciate you watching. This was G The Hypersapien, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.